It's time for week 6. And look at this matchup. Shadow Time's team looks pretty decent. It has Oras vibes to it. But there is one thing. Where are his water resists? There's Latios, and then Paragon 2 and Swampert are like half a water resist. So this leads me to believe that Palafin can just go to town on Shadow Time's team. And not just Palafin. I'm gonna be employing all 3 of my water types. So first, it's obviously Palafin. It's still here, but this time, I'm gonna be using the Nuclear Choice Band set. Adamant Max Attack is all I need, as there are few answers for Jet Punch. Ice Punch is there in case Latios actually becomes physically defensive. Caesar is Curse again, with quite a lot of PhysDef investment. This is to allow me to dodge the 2-co from Gyaptos' stabs after lefties. Curse also gives me a win con if Porygon 2 proves to be too much for my waters. U-turn is there to get my waters in safety. Infernape is my rocker, here just to ensure that Focus Sash doesn't stop my waters. Grass Knot is for a cheeky kill on Swampert, and CC is very useful for Porygon 2. We have Air Balloon plus Earthquake to provide me a switch-in for Nidoking. Because if you look at the rest of my team, Nidoking will be tempted to just click Earth Power. So Volley is now a water type. I told you I have 3 waters. I'll probably just spam multi-attack, but Flame Charge plus SD turns me into a sweeper. Defog is filler in case things get out of control. Diancie does have spikes this gen after all. Speed allows me to outspeed Weavile after a Flame Charge. And I could just creep Nidoking, but I figured Silvally will act as the sturdy water spammer. So Specs, Vasculegion F again, Swift Swim plus 4 attacks, all the good stuff. This will act as my special nuke, Water Spammer. The idea of this team is to just swamp the opposition with water spam. My non-water types contribute by having a pivot move or dealing with only half water resists like Swampert. Going timid here so I can outspeed Scarf Latios under the rain. Finally, of course, I need something to set up rain. Meloetta does a solid job, as with full Spadef, I can easily start up rain against Latios, P2, Nidoking, and even Blacephalon. I also have knockoff to beat or cripple those said mods. U-turn, once again, to pivot out to my water spammers, and Hyper Voice is filler. So on preview, there's really not much to say. No matter what Shadow Time decides to bring, my game plan doesn't change. At least there's no spikes to worry about. I'm gonna do the traditional Palafin run away. Because I have a switch in for everything. For Blacephalon, we have Meloetta. There's a good read with Flamethrower. So I didn't expect that explosion. That was a pretty good tech. I could have used that to get up rain. I was very tempted to get up rain, but I don't know, the knockoff sounded more tempting. So now I have to play Rainless. I'm 2 for 2 for bringing in Rain Dance, but never actually clicking it. I do notice Latios is Life Orb, so the best I can do is trade Silvally for it. And now, it's in range of Jet Punch and Bullet Punch. So no worries over here. I can just get out Palafin. And because he was passive on the Palafin, I get to claim 1. Okay, so now Gyaptos is a little scary in this position, but I'll still go to Caesar. It U-turns out to Nido, but that's why we have Infernape. There it is. A good tech. Yeah, Shadow Time acknowledges my tech. That was a great switch to Latios to take the EQ. Because of that, I have to stack my other water spammer. I really didn't expect him to read my EQ. I thought he would just predict a Flare Blitz or something. But I sent out Infernape in this trade situation because I thought Paragon 2 was coming out. I guessed wrong. Because of that, I lose Infernape. But I do know it's Scarf now. And Jet Punch, the crit did not matter at all. That's with Scarf. Yeah, that didn't matter. Shadow Time was a bit salty about that, but I'll tell you why later. Paragon 2 is left, but there's not much he can do when I have Roost. Yeah, so as you can see in the chat, yeah, look at that. Shadow Time believes that he lived the Jet Punch if it didn't crit. So, it was a bit rough, but the win still played out how I expected. Palafin almost solo. Look at the chat, you see the Jet Punch calc, and seeing how the crit kind of mattered. But there's no way that it did. That crit was actually overkill. Gap was at -1. So I'm trying to see what's wrong with this calc he posted. It looks like Gyaptos should have lived. But if you look more closely, he calced for regular Palafin, not the hero form. So I told you in the beginning of this league that multiple forms is a nightmare to prep for. I made the same mistake in the Smogon kickoff draft. I calced for the baby form and not the hero form. So I pointed that out to Shadow Time, and at least he was able to find closure and peace and let go of his salt. Because we've all been there with Palafin. We've all been there.